Let me go ahead and press record. All right, guys, good evening. I am so excited to speak with you tonight. So as you guys were just watching, I was jamming over here. And so I talk a lot to my team and to people that I talk to about that motion and just music can really kind of just, just liven up the spirit. And so kind of always just jamming here in my house. So I want to first off, thank you so much for taking the time to come and listen to what I have to say about coaching and how this has changed my life. I definitely value kind of you and just making that time. I know a lot of you are busy and I know a lot of you have families to attend to. So thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and share my screen. For those of you that are on, that are pretty much on the telephone, this is being recorded, and so you will be able to see this presentation if you would like to see the presentation as I'm kind of going through it. So my name is Dr. Stephanie Burgos, and the name of my team and the name of basically my passion is called the Healthier You Project, and it's about being confident, being strong. And this presentation will be going over what is coaching. So what you'll be learning today is why our mission is so important and needs you, and why a doctor, myself, decided to become a coach and decided to take on this business. What are the qualities that make an awesome coach? Common myths and misconceptions about coaching. What is the time commitment? And is it that something missing in your life? And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit about how you can get started today. So a couple things, I'm a healthcare provider, and I actually gave a similar presentation like this to other medical professionals, and I asked them to think outside the box, think outside the box with me of how to prevent disease in our country and throughout the world. And so I want to share a statistic with you that's very scary for me. In just 5 decades, healthcare costs have increased by 102 times. That is a lot. And my question, and I hope your question to that would be why? And the reason being is obesity. So the adult obesity rate in 2013, you can see here, there's a map here, and you can see that probably about 75% of the country had greater than 25% adults who were obese. That is a very, very scary statistic. And then they're kind of reporting that by 2030, 50% of the adult population within the United States will be obese. So for me, I'm an emergency room doctor. That is a very scary statistic because I know that obesity not only leads to so many preventable diseases, including diabetes, high blood pressure, strokes, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, a slew of just kind of physical ailments, but also emotional ailments, depression and anxiety. And so this mission, the mission of our company, which is to end the trend of obesity, is something that is very near and dear to my heart. And another thing as to why this is extremely important to me is the topic of childhood obesity. 1/3 of all children and adolescents in America are overweight or obese. That is a scary statistic. Basically, because the consequences of this mean that these children that are overweight and obese right now, they're going to have a lot of the consequences at a younger age, which is true. I'm already seeing people who are in their 30s and coming into my emergency department with uncontrolled high blood pressure. So the consequences being high cholesterol, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, asthma, sleep apnea, I should say. And like I said, depression and low self-esteem. And one of the former Surgeon Generals made a comment that I felt was very scary, basically saying that because of the increasing rates of obesity, unhealthy eating habits, and physical inactivity, we may see the first generation that will be less healthy and have a shorter life expectancy than their parents. And I don't know about you. I mean, I don't have any children, but I care deeply about this topic because, again, like I said, I see so many preventable conditions in my ER that I know that there needs to be some changes made. And I know that we have to start in the home. We have to start within the communities. And that is why I'm so passionate about this team. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk to you a little bit about me. So I am an emergency room physician. I grew up in the Bronx. I'm from New York City, and I am a daughter and I am a girlfriend. And I became a coach back in July of 2013. When I decided to become a coach, I was smack in the middle of my residency. I was overweight. I was feeling a little down about myself. I was overworked, basically working anywhere from 60 to 70 hours a week. I was constantly shifting in terms of my schedules. I was working days, evenings, overnights, sometimes all in the same week. And I wore scrubs. As you can see here in this picture, I'm wearing scrubs. This is basically my uniform. Even today, I wear scrubs. And so for those of you who are listening, if you wear scrubs, you know that those are incredibly, they're basically incredibly forgiving. And so when it came time for me to put on some clothes, put on a dress, put on jeans, nothing was fitting me. And I remember that it would really affect my mood. It would even stop me from going out. And I think a lot of women can relate to that feeling where you put on some clothes, they don't fit you, and all of a sudden your mood plummets. And you just don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like going out with your family. You don't feel like going to a party that you had planned. And it really affects your self-esteem. And so at the time, I was looking for something that I could do at home. Like I said, I was really, really busy. And I had tried some at-home workouts in the past, and they had worked for me in the past. And so I decided to try to find some new programs. I had done Insanity, which is one of our programs, and I was not conditioned to do it. And so it was incredibly soul-crushing. And meaning because I'm someone that I've always enjoyed exercise. To me, it is a stress reliever, and I call it basically my natural antidepressant at times. And I just couldn't get through that program. It was incredibly, incredibly hard. And so when I decided to become a coach back in July of 2013, T25 had just come out, which is another program by Shaun T. And I told myself, you know what? I can do 25 minutes. Even if I fit it right before I go into work, even if I fit it right after work, I can commit to 25 minutes. I had decided that enough was enough, and I needed to make a change. I decided to make that commitment to myself. And so I had also heard about Shakeology through Insanity, and I said, you know what, let me try this. I already knew my nutrition was not exactly where I needed it to be. And Shakeology is a meal replacement shake that has several nutrients, and I'll talk about that later. And so I said, you know what, let me make sure that I'm feeding my body properly so that I can get the best results. And so kind of fast forwarding a little bit, I kind of want to talk a little bit about how this business has honestly changed my life. Here are some pictures here that kind of talk a little bit about that. So you see right in the middle is my before and after. And so when I became a coach, I said, you know what? I will do this even if no one ever wants to do this with me. If this gets me into the best physical shape of my life, then the time, the investment in the program, the investment in the meal replacement shakes will be worth it. And absolutely, it was worth it for me. T25 followed by 21 Day Fix, followed by, we have over 18 programs. I've done many of them. They have definitely worked, and I've been able to help other people do the same. On the top is a picture of me and my boyfriend. We've been together for 8 years. He was someone who, when I started, he had borderline high blood pressure. He was not going to the doctor. He was what I like to call your skinny fat person. You know, those people that are really, really skinny and they can eat whatever they want, and you're just like, oh my goodness, I don't know how you don't gain anything, but yet they're really unhealthy on the inside. And it was showing, especially with him with high blood pressure and probably high cholesterol, which we didn't check. And so we decided to make a commitment together when I started that he would work out with me. And within 6 to 8 weeks of changing his diet, as well as making sure that he does his exercise every day, we were able to bring his blood pressure down by 20 points. So that's really incredible, and all with, without having to use any type of medication. And now he is actually a coach with me full time. He used to be a banker. He's also a prior dancer who teaches salsa and bachata, before in the past, and that's still his passion. And now he helps me at home, and when we work, we're basically building this team together. Down here in the left corner, you'll see 2 of the girls that I have met through this business. One of the most fantastic things about this are the friendships, the communities, the supportive community that you will find. These are 2 girls that I met through social media. One I met on Facebook, and one I met on Instagram. And honestly, a majority of my team I have met through social media. So if you're someone that's saying, well, I don't know anyone, and I honestly know like 5 people who may be or who may be interested in this, or maybe you're saying I don't know anyone who would be interested in this. I want to reassure you that I didn't have a lot of people, and the people that I have now are people I didn't even know before, and I honestly found them through social media. And then also on here are pictures from my around the world trip. So for me, this business really offered me an option for flexibility in my life. After residency, I was able to take off a full month and I didn't have to go right into working because of the income that this business provided me. I was able to go on an around the world trip where I was a physician, but I was able to take that off. I didn't get paid for that trip, but I was able to enjoy the experience. And so here's me on the Great Wall of China, and here's a picture that I took in the Serengeti in Africa. And so just kind of talking about, why would I do this? Everyone will always ask me, Stephanie, you have a great job. And I do. And I will always say that being a physician is my job, but coaching is my passion. And that is why I have this picture here of me smiling. When I graduated medical school, mind you, I had wanted to be a doctor since I was a child. I was like 7 years old playing with my dolls. And when I graduated medical school, I felt extremely accomplished. I was really proud of myself, but immediately the question I had was, now what's next? And I don't know if you're someone who can relate to that. You're probably like, well, you just spent so much time just, devoting all that sacrifice to a certain career. And now you're asking what's next. And absolutely, I was asking what is next. And it's because I hadn't figured out what my passion was. I hadn't figured out, really what was that thing that was going to get me up super excited. And I remember I would watch Luke as he kind of would do his dancing and listen to music, and he would do it for hours and hours and hours. And I just remember thinking, wow, I don't love anything that much. And so when I became a coach, all of a sudden this inner kind of fire lit within me, and I became excited. I became excited at the potential of what this could bring. I was someone who, when I was younger, as I was kind of working towards my medical degree, I wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. I wanted to speak for those who could not speak. And immediately, right after when I started to see the big picture. I said, wow, imagine if I could create a platform on social media where people follow me and I can educate people. I could be a source of inspiration. I could be a source of motivation. And so for me, that was incredibly appealing to me in terms of coaching. And so those are kind of a couple things that I kind of wanted to touch upon. And another reason why this was something that really fulfilled me, I remember around the same time when I became a coach, I had two young girls who had come across me in the emergency room. They were overweight, they were depressed, and they were coming in because they wanted to commit suicide. And I remember wanting to sit with them and wanting to pour into them and wanting to talk to them and tell them, oh my goodness, you are so young. You're so young. You have so much more ahead of you. Don't think that the world is over now. Don't think that this is it. Don't think that you can't make changes in the future to have a better future. And so I love that idea of pouring into others and really helping them develop themselves so that they can become the best version of themselves. And that is something for me that this business opportunity offers me. And so I wanted to share with you a little bit, because this is a snapshot of some of the coaches on my team. And so you'll see that we are an incredibly, incredibly diverse group of women and men. We have all types of in terms of just all types of professions here. We have teachers, we have healthcare providers, we have nurses, we have dental hygienists, we have stay-at-home moms, we have I'm trying to think, looking at this, single moms. And so an incredibly diverse group of women. And I will tell you, probably about 90% of my team are women, and probably about 80% are mothers. And so if you're someone that's thinking, I have a job, and they all work full-time, most of them. And so if you're saying, I have a full-time job, I have kids, I'm here showing you pictures and images of people from my team who are working at this business, who are pouring into themselves and pouring into others. And so a lot of the main reasons as to why people start with us is because they want to get healthy. They are looking for a solution, whether to lose weight, whether to tone up. I have people who need to gain weight, and maybe they're really thin and they need to build muscle. And so a lot of people will come into this business because they need to get some sort of results in their physical state. And so here are some before and afters of women on my team. The woman in the middle right here is my mom. So she's 52 years old. And so even if you're kind of thinking about your moms and thinking about your parents, just really kind of being that inspiration for people in your life. And this, I remember when I met Jessica here, it took her probably about a year or a little over a year to lose close to 100 pounds. And I remember when I first met her at this kind of weight, just hearing the energy, and the life within her, and how it was not manifesting kind of in her daily life. And we worked on that, and she worked on that as, kind of through personal development, which is one of the things that we're supposed to do every day so that she could be a better version of herself for herself and her son. She's a single mom. So we have a lot of different stories, just people who are really pouring into themselves, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. Because if you think about it, if you're overweight, there's many reasons as to why you're overweight. It's not just because you've been overeating. There's a lot of deep rooted kind of feelings, emotions, stress, past struggles, past hurt, past pain that manifests itself through weight gain. And so a lot of coaching is really, kind of going through that and really trying to get to the root of it so that you can, not get over it, but basically move forward in your life. And so what are the qualities that I look for in a coach that would be successful? So like I said, they are someone who wants to lead a healthy life. They need to either lose weight, they either need to gain weight, they either need to tone up. And so they come first because they need to get in shape. Like I said, I needed to get in shape at the time when I started. They are also someone who want to help others. When I started, I had said, if I can get into incredible shape, then this would all be worth it to me. And then I remember also thinking, and if I can help one or two people, that would be the icing on the cake. So kind of my mindset coming into this was really first focused on me, really kind of making sure that I got results, making sure that I took care of myself, and then using my story, using my journey to inspire and motivate other people. And then we are also people who want more out of life. Like I said, I had graduated medical school, and then my next question is what is next? It's interesting. A lot of people, after they finish their schooling, whether it be high school, college, or grad school, a lot of people never pick up a book again. They never kind of work on themselves. They never think of personal development. It's like all of a sudden at 20, 22, you are fully developed and you know exactly who you are, and you have no weaknesses, and you have all the skills ready to get through life and all of life's obstacles. And so it's interesting, how much we don't pour into ourselves. A lot of times we give so much to others, but we don't make that time for ourselves. And so we're people that really want more, not only for ourselves, but more out of our life. And so, for me, another reason, why this is something that was very appealing to me was the idea of financial freedom and the idea of being able to travel anywhere and work from anywhere. So for me, that's wanting more out of my life. And so someone also who's self-motivated. Here's Ashley here. I met her on Instagram. She used to live in Hawaii. Now she lives in Rhode Island. You need to be self-motivated, just like anything in your life. And and if you're going to enter into a business, which is what this is, you need to have self-motivation. You need to be hardworking. This is Jessica and her son. She's a teacher. I met her in high school. And you have to be incredibly hardworking, disciplined, and just really willing to kind of be consistent in the goals that you set for yourself. You have to have vision. They say a man without vision will perish. You have to know where you are going. If you don't know where you're going, then you're kind of just going to sit there kind of going in circles. And so having a vision is super important. And we work a lot with people because it surprises me how much people do not dream anymore, how much adults do not dream. Think about when you were a child, all the dreams you had for your life. Something happened, and don't say life happened, and don't say like my kids happened. Something happened between when you were a child and someone who had all these dreams and all these hopes and all this excitement to now. And what has happened? What has changed? And, because so really kind of working on casting vision, kind of thinking about what are the dreams you want for yourself and for your family. Having passion. Again, they say when you do something with passion, you never feel like you are working. So I work full-time as an emergency medicine physician still now, and I do this full-time. And so I really feel like I'm doing both full-time. But when I coach, I do not feel like I am working. Like I said, I feel like this really embodies who I am, the ability to not only work out, which I love doing, and it's become so much a part of my life, but pouring into others, building relationships, really talking to people, being that devil's advocate in their life of why can't you accomplish what you want to accomplish. I genuinely love doing that. And so you have to find out what's your passion. And maybe, and I'm not saying at all that if you decide to do this, that Beachbody itself has to become your passion. Again, like I said, the part about this company that really appeals to me is the mentorship aspect of it. It's the leadership aspect of it. And it's a stepping stone toward further things that I want to do with my life. And it's the same thing for maybe something that you may be passionate about. I have a lot of women on my team who are passionate about mission work. And actually, my next thing, talking about authenticity, Sophie here, she is someone who's very interested in mission work. And she actually just she's a single mom, and she's a single mom who's a stay-at-home mom. And this past December, she was able to go to Greece for 2 weeks and do mission work because she still had the income from her Beachbody business to be able to allow her to fulfill that passion of hers. So maybe this opportunity can afford you some extra income so you can pursue the deeper passions within your life. And so just kind of keeping that in mind as you're kind of thinking about this and whether this may be something for you. And again, just being authentic. At the end of the day, I want you to be honest. I want you to be real. I want you to share your struggles, share the successes. It's about being authentic. People can smell fake from a mile away. And you know that. I'm sure you know that. You know when someone is being fake. You know when someone is after you for the wrong reasons. So being authentic, staying true to yourself is a quality that will really make you successful in this business. And so what makes Team Beachbody unique? So there's 4 parts. It's fitness, nutrition, peer support, and rewards. So we have something for everyone. A lot of people know our products. You've heard of T25, P90X, Insanity, Insanity Max 30, Brazilian Butt Lift, Turbo Fire, Hip Hop Abs. We encompass all of those programs. And so and we actually have the top infomercials in the country in terms of for fitness. And so a lot of people know our brand. So we have something for beginners. We have something for someone who wants to build muscle. We have something for people who like Pilates. So there is a little something for everyone. We also have, which is new, which is what we call Beachbody On Demand. It is a online streaming platform that you can basically access all of our programs from the comfort of your computer, from your iPhone, from your iPad, as long as you have data or as long as you have Wi-Fi. So that's really great, especially if you're someone who is on the go a lot, if you enjoy traveling, or maybe you just don't have a DVD player and maybe you don't want the collection of DVDs. Having the Beachbody On Demand and the digital access is something that can be really appealing to you. We also have detox programs, both 3-day and 21-day detox programs. And we also have what we call Shakeology Boost, which are added boosts to kind of add more nutrients to shakes, maybe shakes that you have at home, or maybe the shake that you'll try with us. So that leads us into talking about Shakeology. Shakeology is our all-natural meal replacement shake. It has over 70 nutrients in one serving. We have several different flavors. We have 2 vegan blends, tropical strawberry and vegan chocolate, and we now have 5 regular blends, one being cafe latte, which is our new one that just came out, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and greenberry. The most popular flavors being the vanilla, the chocolate, and the vegan chocolate are the most popular flavors. And so for me, I've been drinking this since July 2013, and I really drink it more as a multivitamin. And so talking a little bit about nutrition, you know, a lot of people struggle with nutrition. A lot of people are eating a lot of processed foods. And when you eat processed foods, think about like if you eat a bag of Doritos or you eat a bag of chips, you could probably sit there and eat a bag of chips. I can eat a bag of chips. And, you know, you'll sit there, you'll eat the bag of chips, you've eaten all these calories that have no nutrients in it. And your body is not stupid. Your body knows. Your body knows that you haven't provided it with nutrients. And so you may find an hour later, you're hungry again. And you're like, what in the world happened? I just ate a bag of chips. I don't know how I can still be hungry. But either way, a lot of people are eating processed foods. And so with this, you know, with Shakeology, we have over 70 nutrients, including multivitamins. We have antioxidants, we have probiotics, prebiotics. So really, it's basically what we call your most nutrient-dense meal of the day. And so the benefits of being a coach, and I've kind of alluded to some of these, you can work from anywhere. So like I said, as long as you have internet, you'll be able to work from anywhere. This is how I was able to be well, not in China because they won't allow Facebook, but in Japan and basically work from my computer, in Africa and work from my computer, in Russia and work from my computer, because as long as I have internet, I can work from anywhere. There's no ceiling on income potential. So, you know, for me, this is something that's very appealing to me. The ability to be able to make more, you know, doing this than I could as a physician. And obviously that's more, you know, that's through hard work, that's through consistency, discipline. And especially for me, I have a lot of student debt. I'm $300,000 in student debt. And my goal this year is actually to completely be free of my student debt. So by the end of this year, by 2017, I will be completely debt free. And that is already in motion. That will happen. As casting vision, that's casting all those positive thoughts and kind of having a plan in motion and being able to completely live off of what I make with Beachbody and be able to use my other extra income to pay off my loans. Really building yourself up. Honestly, this is the gold to me. So many people have so many limiting beliefs. So many people have so many things from their past that are holding them from happiness in their life. There's a lot of unforgiveness in this world. There's a lot of not only unforgiving others, but unforgiving not being forgiving of yourself. There's a lot of struggles. There's a lot of things to kind of overcome. So one of the things that we're supposed to do as coaches is really work on what we call personal development, building yourself up. So to me, that's probably the number one best thing about coaching. Holding yourself accountable. I've had a lot of people who have tried our products and it's kind of sitting, collecting dust on their shelf. And then they become a coach and realizing that there's people who are watching them, people who they have to check in with, makes them more accountable. So absolutely making you more accountable. Surrounding yourself with positive people. A lot of people are surrounded by really negative people. It's really astonishing, kind of as I've kind of talked to hundreds of people over the past 2.5 years, the amount of negativity that people are around. So this community, my team is filled with nothing but positive people, uplifting people. And so if you're someone that is looking for just positive support, then you're going to find it here with us. And then sharing your passion and attracting others. This is what we call attraction marketing in a sense. It's basically the idea that you will attract into your life who you are. And it's the same thing with your business. You will attract people like you. And that can be incredibly humbling, which is why building yourself up is so important, because you'll start realizing that the more you build yourself up, the better you become, the better people that you're able to attract. And so some of the benefits that I kind of touch upon in terms of being a coach. And so what do we exactly do? And so our goal every single month is to help 3 to 5 people to get started on their basically to get started with their fitness, with their journey, with their healthy lifestyle. And we do that by walking the walk with them. We don't just talk the talk. We don't just say, hey, use this product, do this workout. I haven't done it. Don't go do this and I haven't done it. And so kind of just, again, showing here my before and after. So we are people who we work out every single day. That's one of our vital things that we're supposed to do every single day. Working on yourself is the number 2 thing that we're supposed to do every day. And then number 3 is sharing with others our journey so that we can motivate and inspire them. So I have on here just kind of this picture of Catherine and Jessica, just showing happiness, positive, being positive. I find that as coaches, a lot of what we do is just being that light for others on social media, being that positive energy on social media. We share ourselves, and here's Courtney here, she's a mom, and just sharing both the good and the bad of whatever is going on in your life. Like I said, I don't want you to just be Beachbody, because you're not just Beachbody. You're so much more. And there are qualities about you that are going to make other people attracted to you, whether it's your profession, whether it's that you're a mom, whether it's that you're single, that you're married, that you're divorced, that whatever has gone on in your life. This is the best profession because, in a sense, your struggles become your unique strengths, if that makes sense. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's like your past struggles all of a sudden resurface, and there's purpose to them, because now it allows you to relate to other people and to really help them. And so we host what we like to call online challenge groups, and a lot of us do it through Facebook. And every single day we're inviting people to join in on these online Facebook groups. In these groups, this is where we offer motivation, this is where we offer accountability, and this is where we offer support. And so that is a big part of what we're doing. And so a couple things. So a coach doesn't have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. I was not a nutrition expert when I got started. I just needed to get in shape. And I had a lot of energy. I had a lot of passion for helping others. And I needed to basically, I needed to get in shape, and I wanted to help others. And so what's great is that we have the programs that will help other people. So you do not have to worry about nutrition. You do not have to worry about coming up with a workout program. You don't have to worry, but basically what you need to do is connect people to our products. And that's through relationship building. That's through understanding what works for them and what they have been doing and what their goals are. You do not have to already be at your fitness and nutrition goals. This is a big one for me. This is probably one of the biggest fears and misconceptions that people think. They will always say, well, Stephanie, I'm not in shape. I can't help someone else. I actually think you are at the best point to help someone else. I think that a lot of people, when they see someone who has reached their goals and they look at the before picture and they look at the after picture, they're just like, oh, great, this is great. I'm really excited. It's really motivating that she did it. But then there's immediately a little voice in the back of their head that says, I can't do that. It's, they didn't see the journey, if that makes sense. They didn't see the process. They didn't see her struggling or him struggling to lose that weight while juggling other things. So I feel that when you still have a story, which you will always have a story, but when you are at the beginning of their story, you are most relatable because that is where most people are. And so as you're kind of losing weight, doing your, basically working out every single day, and people are watching you and you are a busy mom and you're working full time, but yet at 10 o'clock at night, every single night, you are posting your workout picture because that's your accountability. That is very motivating to people because they're just going to say, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. And then as they see you losing weight little by little, that's more relatable because they're going to say, hold up, she just lost 5 pounds. She just lost 10 pounds. And, so it's just much more relatable. So I actually think if you're someone who you're at the beginning of your journey, you are prime and you are at a great point to really inspire and motivate other people. You do not have to be an experienced salesperson. I have no experience in sales. And honestly, I don't feel like I'm ever really selling anything. I feel like I'm more sharing things with others that have worked for me and have worked for other people that I have helped. And so think about when you go to a movie and you really enjoy that movie, you go home and you tell everyone about the movie. And so you have shared something that you have loved. And so that's why when you come on, you share your experience with it, your excitement, and that is how people get interested and want to join in with you. And then you do not have to have currently a large network of friends. Like I said, I have completely I've gone, from just me, and my organization has almost 1,000 coaches in it today, all over the United States. And we have completely built on social media. Most people using Facebook or Instagram, some people using Pinterest, some people using YouTube. And even if you're saying, well, I don't even know how to use that, there are ways, and we teach you how to do those things. So you do not have to have a large network of friends. But what you must be willing to do is you must be willing to share your journey. And so the good and the bad from the beginning. This is not, I'm going to become a coach and then I'm going to get my products and then I'm going to wait 3 to 4 weeks before I get my results and then I'm going to post. That's not how this works. This is where you share from the beginning. You share how you're feeling. You share your struggles. Remember, I told you that you are most relatable now at the beginning. And so sharing your journey so that you can be relatable to other people, you must be willing to do that. You must be willing to grow. We all come in with areas that need improvement. Again, humble yourself, be a student again. We talk a lot about just kind of our egos a lot in coaching, and just a lot of people right now, they think they are right, but yet they're walking around with a lot of problems. They're walking around feeling depressed. They're walking around with a lot of anxiety. You are not always right. And so humbling yourself down and being willing to learn and being willing to reflect on yourself and say, what can I do better? How can I grow more? A big one, a big one is being willing to fail forward. The biggest fear is fear of failure. And to me, it's all about mindset. It's all about why you come into this business. It's all about why you decide you want to do this. Like I said, I came in wanting to get in great shape and wanting to help one person. That was kind of my mindset. And I believed in myself enough knowing that I would do anything, I would do whatever it took to make sure that I got those results. And so being willing to fail forward. Failure is simply feedback. That's it. It doesn't mean that you are a failure. It means that whatever you did not work. And so what you do with that is you take it in, you reflect on it, you say, how can I change this? And you move forward. You don't sit there and kind of just cry and not do anything and go 10 steps back. That's not what you should do when it comes to failure. So learning and getting over that mindset and creating a healthier mindset of failing forward. You have to truly want to help others and lift others up. If you are a negative Nancy, this is not for you. I'm telling you, this is not for you. This is not for my team. I want people who are positive. I want people who are uplifting, who want to motivate other people. You have to be willing to do that. And so if you are someone that looks at the world that it's like half empty, this may be a hard business for you. And then the last thing is being coachable. At the end of the day, I have a certain level of knowledge in this business. Other people above me have a certain level of knowledge. Coming in and realizing that you're going to be a student again. I always talk a little bit about how it took me 10 years to become a doctor, or 10 to 12 years actually. And all of that time, all of that dedication, learning again, being a student. It's the same thing with this business. You have to kind of approach this the same way. You're basically picking a second career. So there's going to be a long time where you're going to be learning. You're going to need to be coachable. This is an area that you have no experience in. So don't come in thinking that you're going to understand everything in a week, because that's just unrealistic expectations. So just kind of a couple tips, kind of if this is something that appeals to you. So the perks of coaching, you get 25% off on all products and programs. You get 25% commission on all sales. So this is one of the ways that we make an income. You have first access to all new products that come out. There's no kind of stocking of any products. So you don't have to buy a bunch of DVDs and buy a bunch of programs and buy a bunch of Shakeology. You just have to basically talk to people, and you would send them their link. You get three websites to be able to send to your clients. You would send them your link, and they would purchase through that link. And basically the company will send them the product. You have 24/7 customer service. So you never have to deal with any returns. You never have to deal with just basically what we would do is if you have a return or you need anything that needs to go through customer service, you would have your customer go through there. We have an online office and online training. So corporate offers online training, and as well as I offer online training through my own website that I created for the team. So again, you will not be alone through this. And I think that's really important to understand. It's truly a team effort. And so if you're someone and you're just like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't know anything about this, I want you to feel supported and know that there's a team here, and there's a lot of resources. There will not be any lack of resources. Trust me on that. And then the ability to earn rewards and prizes. And so every single month, there's ability to win rewards based on how many people you help that month. The company there's always like a small prize, whether it be a webinar from someone who's incredibly famous in personal development, or maybe it's a book, or maybe it's a really cool item from Beachbody. So that's definitely one of the rewards. We also get free incentive trips. And so this year I should say, we went to Cancun. Next year, we're going to be going to Punta Cana, and then this year, actually in 2 weeks, we're going to be on a cruise going to Jamaica and the Bahamas. So definitely there's some incentive there, and those ultimately end up being paid for kind of through you working the business throughout the course of the year. Here's Luke over at our national conference. We have one national conference a year, and then we also have 4 smaller local conferences throughout the year. And those are held all over the country, and they're held quarterly. And then I think, honestly, for me, the rewards are the friendships. All these girls are people I would have never met had it not been for this company. And they're all women that I met all through social media. And honestly, it's been incredibly, incredibly rewarding just meeting other like-minded people. So if you're someone that you're just like, gosh, there's no one around me that's like me, or there's no one around me that's positive and uplifting, and everyone's so negative, it's time for you to broaden your network. And it's time for you to find more people that are like you, that are going to build you up and not bring you down. So obviously for me, one of the big rewards are the friendships. So what can you expect from us? So like I said, you'll have coach training. Here is a snapshot of my online office. And so basically when you sign up, you'll get a welcome email, and you will get access to this website. And the idea is that you will go at your own pace. And we do have a 7-day training that starts every single week for new coaches. And then after that, we have a self-paced training, because at the end of the day, we meet you halfway. Right? If you think of kind of like a basketball court, the halfway point, we come with our training. Every week we have a live video call usually right now they're on Monday nights. They're meant for training. They're meant for us to connect. So these are all the resources that we come to the halfway point, and then you come with what you're doing and your efforts. And so if you're not having any efforts, then there's not much that we can do. And I think that's only fair in terms of a business where we come and we meet at the halfway point. And so we have weekly team calls, we have leadership training, we have recognition and accountability, and again, most importantly, a supportive community. What you're seeing right here is how we do our video conference calls, and also how a lot of us do our one-on-one calls with coaches. So now, basically, it's the last kind of the two things to kind of think about. Do you want to join as a coach? And so if you're kind of thinking, I'm ready to join your team and help others reach their goals while I reach mine, then I want to definitely encourage you to consider joining as a coach. There's two types of coaches, I should say. There's three types of coaches. One is what we call a discount coach. They're someone who simply just wants to come in, only work on themselves, but they want the 25% off discount. So that's perfectly fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's a great option. A lot of people actually start that way. And so you would sign up as a coach. The second option is a hobby coach, which is someone who wants to come in and they maybe want to make a couple extra, basically want to make some extra money every month. Maybe they want to be able to save up for vacation or gifts or just for a rainy day. So that's what we call hobby coaches. And then the last is what we call business builders, business coaches, which is what I am and what a lot of people on my team are, which is where we're trying to really build this so that we can leave our jobs full time and do this full time and be able to really kind of live a life by design. So kind of three different ways to kind of join as a coach. And then, or you could just say, nope, I don't want anything to do with the coaching. I strictly just want to be a challenger. I just want to do this once and see how I like it. Then you would join on as a challenger. And you basically, if you're kind of thinking I'm ready to join, but really only want to focus on my own health and fitness goals. So if you join as a coach, the price ranges are usually anywhere between $140 to $205, with most people purchasing in the $140 to $160 range. What that is getting you is a program plus 30 days of Shakeology. When you sign up as a coach with a challenge pack, which is, like I said, the program plus Shakeology, they waive the $40 coach enrollment fee. So it's a free upgrade to kind of upgrade yourself to a coach. And so you get your first shipment of Shakeology on Home Direct, and you also get a trial month of that Beachbody On Demand. So that was that platform that I told you about that has the streaming of the several different programs that we offer. And so, like I said, anywhere between $140 to $160 is what you're looking at for your initial investment in your business. So, basically $140 to potentially create in the future a 6-figure to 7-figure business, which there are actually people who are creating a 7-figure business with our company. And so, kind of thinking about that. So let's say you decide today, I want to sign up. You want to be a part of the coach training starting on Monday. So if you purchase today, you pay your $140, and that's the initial kind of purchase, the payment that you have to make today. And then after 1 month from today, our only mandatory fee is what we call our business fee. And it's $15.95. It's kind of like our business maintenance fee. This gets you a Coach Online office, which you'll be able to access all of your clients. You'll be able to see their orders. You'll be able to kind of look at everything that's kind of going on within the company. You'll also have 3 websites that you'll be able to send to your clients so that they can order. As long as they use your website, they'll be ordering from you. You'll get media promotion and brand awareness. Again, you get the customer service, the technical support, communications, and then there's also training on the website that Beachbody provides. So this is all embodied in the $15.95. If you are a veteran or military coach, once you sign up, if you show your papers that you're a veteran or active military, they will waive this fee for you. So if you know people who are coaches, it's actually a great incentive. So kind of something to think about. And so I say this is your only mandatory fee because some people, for example, are on Shakeology, and some people will continue the Beachbody On Demand. So those are other additional fees, but they're not the mandatory fees, if that makes sense. Really, it's just this is the only mandatory fee if you decided you wanted to become a coach, plus your initial investment of the challenge pack. And then if you join as a challenger, it's basically the idea of purchasing a challenge pack again. And we really encourage the challenge packs because it's nutrition, it's the exercise, and it's the support. It's the full package. And it's usually, if not always, at a value price. And so if you were to buy the products individually, it would cost more. So definitely something to consider. And then, or you can join with a program, or you can join with the purchase of Shakeology. So those are the different ways to kind of join as a challenger. So how to get started. So if you're thinking, you know what in the world do I have to lose? And if you're also kind of thinking, how much time is this going to take? Honestly, it's up to you. It's how much time can you give? Some people give an hour a day. Some people give 3 hours a day. And that's the flexibility of being your own business owner. You get to choose when you work your business. Obviously, you can't expect to have any success without putting in some work, but there's no set time commitment. It really is based on you and your flexibility and how much you want to work your business. So kind of thinking about how if you want to get started, contact the person who told you about this webinar. And then you have to decide if you want to be a coach or a challenger. One thing I do want to say is, let's say you decide you want to be a coach, and then let's say for whatever reason, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, and a year from now, you decide, you know what, Stephanie, this isn't for me, then you call and you cancel. Again, there's no like hidden line that says you need to be a coach for a year before, and you've kind of committed yourself to a $15.95 monthly fee for a year. That doesn't exist. And so again, kind of the idea of having nothing to lose, and then choosing your challenge pack. And this is where you would talk with the person who told you about this. If it was me, we would talk about what program. Most people will start with the 21-day fix or the 21-day fix extreme or hammer and chisel. Most people will start with those types of programs. And so just kind of thinking about that. Now, let's say you have a program. Now, let's say you're someone that maybe you are a client of mine, or you're already a client with a coach, and you already purchased up a challenge pack in the past and you want to upgrade to a coach. Well, then what you need to do is there's two options. You can either pay the $40 initiation fee and then sign up. And then if you pay the $40 initiation fee and you sign up, you would then email Coach Relations, you would email Beachbody, and they would refund you the $40 because you had purchased the challenge pack in the past. That's really important. It's the only way that they do that. So it's just kind of understanding that. Or the second option is to purchase. Maybe there's another program you want to buy, then just repurchasing a challenge pack, and then you don't have to worry about the $40 fee. So kind of something to think about. So what I want you to think about is, what can becoming a coach do for you? How can it enrich your life? Maybe you just want to lose weight. It can help you just do that. Maybe you want to lose weight and help others. It can help you do that. Maybe you need to really work on your self-esteem. Maybe you're someone that suffers from depression, anxiety. You really need a supportive community around you. We can offer that as well. What are your goals and dreams? Again, I'm challenging you. I'm asking you to dream again, to set goals for yourself again, to think bigger than kind of what you have been thinking, because the possibility is there if you're willing to work for it. And then who can I help? Again, like I said, I just wanted to help one person. I have been able to influence people on social media, and I have been able to influence people around me. When I started, I was very transparent from the very beginning. And I remember I would go into the emergency department and I would have people who were eating better, and they're like, "We're eating better because of you." And it's because they were watching me. They were watching me both on social media, and they were seeing my actions at work. So realizing, that there's the potential to influence people. So how does all this sound? Are you excited? Are you nervous? I will tell you that both feelings are absolutely normal with most people on the nervous end usually. And so if you're like, whoa, this is really scary, I encourage you to jump in. I encourage you to try it and to kind of consider it and just to jump right in, because you never know what can happen. And obviously I want you to kind of be honest with yourself if this is something you can commit to. And if it's not something you can commit to right now, kind of keep it in the back of your mind, maybe at a later date. But at the end of the day, regardless of what you decide to do, I want you to make a decision that tomorrow you're going to make a change to do something healthier in your life, to do something better for yourself, to pour into yourself, regardless of whatever you decide to do. If you decide to join us or you decide not to join us, I just want you to make that commitment to yourself that you will pour into yourself and start working towards a healthy lifestyle for yourself. So right now, I just want to answer, see if there's any questions. If you have any questions, you can wave. But if there's no questions, then I'm going to go ahead and end this call. So I want to thank you so much for joining us on this call. And I hope that you will absolutely consider joining us. And I cannot thank you enough for your time. Bye.